Hi there, it's Lori from Lollipop Paper and Ink. Thanks so much for joining me today and welcome to my stamp studio. Today I have our first video in the brand new 2021 to 2022 annual catalog online launch. So I have a few videos lined up and they'll all be released during these 2 days where we're celebrating the brand new catalog. This is the catalog. It was released this morning, and so I can finally show you the inside pages of the catalog and the beautiful colors and embellishments. It's just fabulous. So we're just going to take it a little bit one step at a time, and I thought we would start today with the these are called the Basic Borders dies, and it's not part of a bundle. It's not attached to a stamp set. So you can find these in the back where the dies are. So here it's on page 162, and it's just called Basic Borders. And I have a few projects that I can show you that I did the end result, but I thought maybe we could just do one together too now, so I can show you how easy it is and how versatile you can use these for all different things. I use them for envelope liners, inside an envelope flap cover. But basically, what I wanted to show you today was a card that I did it where this is the card that we're going to do today. So this paper is gorgeous. This is from the hand penned suite, and so this is called hand pen DSP, and I did use the stamp and this die. That is, we'll have a separate video on this, but this is called the hand penned petals, and these are the dies. This is just the one die that I used. I didn't stamp it. I just used the sentiment stamp. But beautiful 14 little dies come with this set, and very versatile. So much you can do with it. So, all right, let's get started on this card here. So this has beautiful colors and coordinates with so many of our gorgeous colors. Excuse me. But I wanted to pick up the purple in here, so I did use the Highland Heather, even though we do have a beautiful purple, but it's much lighter and has a little bit more pink to it. So this Highland Heather picks this up beautifully. So I'm just starting with a regular 4 1/4 by 11 inch cardstock Highland Heather, and I scored it at 5 1/2. Just going to give it a nice crisp score line here. Okay, and what I did here was I cut this piece exactly the same, so it was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 because I wanted it to cover the entire card front. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take this pointy arrowish kind of die, and that's what we're going to use to make this this base here. So what I'm going to do is just put my adhesive on here first before I send it through the Big Boss machine. So let's do that. And I'm just going to make sure that I just put adhesive on the top and run it down the sides. Not all the way down, because I don't want it to, I want to keep this piece here so I can flip it, and then we can use that for the bottom. So I'm just going to put this right on top and try to line it up best possible. And if it's over a little bit, you could always just trim it. Okay, so that's how we're going to leave that there for now. Now I'm going to bring in the Big Boss, and let's see if we can just get this going through once. Normally, I would always, with my dies, I always put them in long ways, this way here. But in this case, it would fit. So normally I would do it this way. just to save on the die. I think it functions better when you send it in long ways. But since I can't do that with this one here, I'm going to just put it down here, and I'm going to put a little tape on it because it is so wide and thin that it has a tendency to bounce a little bit. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of tape, washi tape, and I'm just going to eyeball it and see, make sure that the point is, you can make it as low or as high as you want. But I'm just basing it on my corners here, my 2 corners, to see if I'm coming right to the edge of the plate, which is good. But you see, I mean, it does pop up, and these plates are practically brand new, so I don't think it's the plate. So, all right, we can just make sure, and you can put that in as low or as high as you want. All right, so I'm just going to send this through. And I should be done with that. Because I put the tape on the plate, I don't have to worry about it taking off some of the DSP. And if it did, what I do is I keep the same piece of washi tape there because I do want it to get tacky. I don't want it to keep its strong stick like it normally would. All right, so here we have this. See how easy that was? Now I'm just going to take the DSP piece, flip it over, and then that's my bottom piece. And then that lays beautifully right there. Before I do that, let me, oh, I forgot my little piece of basic white. And I'm just going to put that in first, just so it has a little contrast. And then there's also a place to put the sentiment. All of these products are available today, and there were not many that were not available with the release of the catalog, so that is always good news. Okay, I'm just going to lay it, I'm just centering that there, and then I'm going to put this right over it. And then it's just a case of adding your sentiment and any kind of embellishment. But I just love this. I love this color, and this paper is just unbelievably beautiful. So there we go. That is like practically done. Okay, so I also took a die. Now I have to show you these dies here. This is from the Color and Contours bundle, and absolutely my #1 favorite bundle from this new catalog. But look at all of these tag dies and layers. They're all different. Some have dots, some have stitching, some have this little line here. So this is going to be a staple. I know it's going to be. You're going to want to have those. So, and that I believe is on page 98 of the catalog. But that was, we did a little class on that earlier. Let's see, I think it was 98. And you should see, yeah, right here. So this is this stamp set here, and these are all of the scallop dies that you get, rectangle dies, and beautiful fonts and beautiful images. So I am in love with that set. So that's what I used here, just for this label tag. And I'm going to just quickly stamp my sentiment, which is from the this one, the hand-penned bundle. And I'm just going to stamp this over to the side, just to add a little something. I think that because there is so much happening with this DSP, that you really need to ground it somehow. So there needs to be some kind of large label that you could that you would put on that. And see here, I didn't have my my adhesive going all the way to the bottom, so let me just do that now. So we have nothing lifting up, and that's perfect. Okay, so what I did here, just to give it a little something, was to just add some twine. And this is now, we don't sell the twine in single packs anymore. So as of now, with this new catalog, you get a whole plethora of colors of twine, and which comes in very handy because it has the crumb cake, black, berry vanilla, and I believe that's smoky slate, and then the white. So you'll have plenty of use for that. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of my twine, and I'm going to make a bow. Here, and I might have to put a little piece of glue on the back just to hold it for me. Let's just see if this works. Oh yeah, it's not going to work. All right, that will just help me keep it in place a little bit so I can work around it. And these little ridges help too, except I have to put more on that side. It helps keep it even. And I usually do use my twine I double it up because it's just much easier to work with that way. And if you have to, you just put a little glue dot there just to keep it down while you're working. All right, now we can shorten it up a little. Okay, and I'm just going to put this on. Now I'm not going to use a bunch of dimensionals. I'm just going to use one of those pieces from the foam adhesive sheets. And for this, I usually keep a little bit of, let me make sure I have the right size. I just use I use a scissor that I'm not going to use on my ribbon or on my paper. I keep a junky pair of scissors right there, just for that purpose alone. And you can put it right over the twine just to make sure you're holding that in place. This saves a lot of time and a lot of dimensionals. So I'm just going to put this right here in the center. Fix my bow a little. And this was the die cut this was the die that I cut from the that hand penned bundle. And I'm just going to use a little bit of mini dimensionals so I don't want it to be shown through the middle. If I put a little dimensional here, it would be seen. So let me just put some right on the edge, and I might even have to trim one for the bottom part, but let's see if that works. Yeah, I think that's too big, so I'm just going to trim it just a smidge. And that will work fine, just to give it a little bit of lift. And there we go. Okay, my last finishing touch was one of our new in color jewels, they're called. And I honestly don't even have that many left because of all the cards I've been using them on. So I can't wait to get my new order. So I just, you have all the 5 new in colors. I'm just using this one. This is called a Fresh Freesia. And it's purple, so it picks it up just fine. There you go. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that and give it a try. You can see how easy and how perfect that makes just a little bit of a different kind of fold for your card base. Let me show you a few of the other projects that I did with these, and I'll show you which die I used for which. So these two here, I did this with, I just laid it on the cardstock, and then I had DSP, and I just cut the same angle with the DSP. And this is the one I used here for that. That was easy peasy too. And in that case, also with these, I lined the envelope by using the curved one, and really just you just had to do a little bit of trimming because it's not exactly the size of the envelope, but it's certainly doable. And the reason that is because it can't be the size of the envelope and at the same time work so well with a card base. So so that's why we have to just do a little finagling if you wanted to do it with an envelope flat. So that was those two projects. For this one here, I used this one, which gave it the look of, it was just a little bit of elegance, I felt like, or it could be outdoorsy, it could be mountains, if you wanted to layer a few of these on. So, but I thought it was subtle, but it was nice. And for here too, I lined the inside of the envelope just by using the stitched round one here, the curved one, and I just wanted the stitching, and I just had to trim a little bit off the side, so that wasn't bad. But I do like it when the envelope matches the card. I think that makes it extra special. This one here, I used the zigzag, and this guy, I used one sheet of, this is the new color, Pale Papaya, and I used just one regular layer sheet, and I ran it through once, and it came out as two pieces. So I just trimmed off one as wide as I wanted my insert to be. So for this insert, I used the vellum, because now we have this gorgeous shimmer in color vellum, and this was that Pale Papaya also that I just put behind that. So, and again, this was from the Color and Contours bundle, and this little guy, I used the in color vellum to punch out these flowers. This is another stamp set, which I hopefully have another video on, where it's called Flowers of Friendship, I think. But that is gorgeous too. It makes the most beautiful little flowers. And one more, I had this one here, and again, this one I used the pointy one, or I call it like an arrow. It reminds me of an arrow. And again, I used the Pale Papaya Glimmer in Color Vellum, and this was part of this DSP was part of the hand penned again, and I believe, yeah, I have to check that now. I don't know if it was with another one. Anyway, so, and this is just the ribbon we've had that, this is the new ribbon that's in the Pale Papaya also. And so I just did the same thing. I cropped this with the die and separated it and to make it as wide as I wanted for the opening. And then just did a little coloring and embellishing with that. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed and you took away a little bit of inspiration to get these dies. They'll be used constantly, I guarantee you. And you can see here how versatile they are and how pretty and easy it was to get these cards together. Okay, thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate it, and I hope that you can subscribe to my YouTube channel so you make sure that you don't miss any of my further videos, and which I'll have more coming up during this next 48 hours of our celebration of this new catalog. So thanks again. I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.